Corruption is one of the biggest obstacles to development in the modern world. It weakens institutions, increases poverty, discourages investment, and erodes trust in government. Every year, Transparency International publishes the Corruption Perceptions Index, ranking countries based on perceived levels of public sector corruption. In this video, we examine 10 countries that consistently rank among the lowest on the index. This list is based on perception data, expert assessments, and global governance indicators. It is important to understand that corruption is often tied to political instability, conflict, weak institutions, and economic hardship. So, let's dive right in. Number 10. North Korea. North Korea consistently ranks among the lowest on global transparency indexes. The country operates under a highly centralized political system with limited press freedom and minimal external oversight. Because information is tightly controlled, transparency in governance, public spending, and state operations is extremely limited. The lack of accountability mechanisms contributes to its low ranking. Number 9. Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is rich in oil resources, yet much of its population lives in poverty. Reports from international organizations suggest that wealth distribution is highly uneven. Concerns about public fund management and limited political competition have contributed to its reputation for corruption. Number 8. Libya. Libya has faced prolonged political instability since 2011. Ongoing conflict between rival factions has weakened national institutions. In such environments, corruption often spreads due to fragmented authority, smuggling networks, and limited centralized control. Number 7. Eritrea. Eritrea is often cited for limited press freedom and restricted civil liberties. With minimal independent oversight and limited transparency in public administration, corruption perception remains high. The absence of competitive political structures further contributes to the country's high corrupt practices and minimal external oversight. Number 6. Yemen. Yemen has been deeply affected by conflict and humanitarian crisis. War weakens institutions, disrupts oversight systems, and creates opportunities for illicit financial activities. In unstable environments, corruption becomes harder to monitor and control, as it is the case with Yemen. Number 5. Venezuela. Venezuela has experienced economic collapse, hyperinflation, and political tensions over the past decade. Its leader Nicolas Maduro was captured and taken in by the US on charges of narco-terrorism. Venezuela is currently governed by Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. Nevertheless, with declining oil revenues and economic instability, allegations of misuse of public funds, and weak institutional checks, corruption perceptions continue to increase. Number 4. Syria. Syria has endured years of civil war, from 2011 until the eventual collapse of the regime late 2024. Even after the regime collapse, conflict still lingers in Syria. The humanitarian toll is massive, with over 500,000 dead, over 7 million internally displaced, over 4.5 million refugees still abroad. Food insecurity, destroyed infrastructure, and poverty rate above 90%. Prolonged conflict often leads to weakened rule of law, informal power structures, and black market economies. Under such conditions, which Syria faces, transparency and accountability systems struggle to function. Number 3. South Sudan. South Sudan is one of the world's youngest nations, gaining independence in 2011. However, internal conflict and governance challenges have affected institutional development. International observers have raised concerns about public financial management and accountability. Number 2. Somalia. Somalia has faced decades of instability and security challenges. Weak central authority and the presence of non-state actors, which in turn complicate governance. In fragile states, corruption often becomes embedded in informal systems due to lack of regulatory enforcement. And at number 1. Haiti. Haiti frequently ranks at the bottom of global corruption indexes. Political instability, economic hardship, and institutional weaknesses have contributed to widespread governance challenges. Limited infrastructure and administrative capacity make anti-corruption reforms difficult to implement effectively. We would have loved to show you some visual representation of these countries and the ordeal their citizens face and endure. Especially Haiti, but unfortunately, we cannot, due to limited resources. The situation in Haiti particularly is spiraling out of control, often described as an extreme humanitarian crisis. It went from bad to worse ever since the assassination of its 43rd president Jovenel Moïse. The country is practically in a state of lawlessness and gangs control with no government authority available to restore order and the rule of law. As it stands now, the office of the president is currently vacant. Alex Didier fills and currently serves as the prime minister. It is important to understand that corruption rankings do not mean every citizen or public official in these countries is corrupt. The Corruption Perceptions Index measures perceived corruption in public sectors, not individual morality. Corruption often thrives where institutions are weak, where there is limited press freedom, ongoing conflict, or concentrated political power. Poverty and instability can both fuel and result from corruption, creating a difficult cycle to break. But why does corruption matter? Corruption affects everyday life. It can mean poor infrastructure, limited healthcare, weak education systems, and fewer economic opportunities. Foreign investors may avoid countries with high corruption risk, slowing economic growth even further. However, corruption is not permanent. Many countries have improved their rankings over time by strengthening legal systems, increasing transparency, encouraging free media, and building independent anti-corruption agencies. Even highly developed countries are not free from corruption. The difference often lies in institutional strength and accountability mechanisms. Anti-corruption efforts require strong laws, independent courts, investigative journalism, and civic participation. So in conclusion, corruption is a complex global challenge tied to governance, economics, and political stability. The countries listed here face significant structural obstacles, including conflict, poverty, and institutional fragility. Understanding corruption is not about labeling nations. It is about recognizing the importance of transparency, accountability, and strong institutions in building prosperous societies. As global citizens, awareness is the first step toward change. If you found this video informative, consider liking and sharing the video. Comment your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.